You're listening to Bro Down Podcast all fucking day. Oh, yeah.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Bro Down Podcast. I'm Tim Fulton.
I'm Andy Smith.
And this is What Do You Got?
What do you got?
What do you got? It's a little segment where one of the guys comes to the table with something that they want to talk about. They don't let the other guy know about it, and we spring it on each other, and we chit-chat about it for a little while. This is Andy's turn, and today we are going to be talking about cornermen and excuses.
So,
This probably has to do with boxing.
yes, it does. So, in light of recent events, I wanted to pick your brain on some things.
It's a good way to start.
So, cornermen.
Okay.
So, the full story, as I know it to be right now, is that the cornerman that threw in the towel for Deontay Wilder was not the head cornerman. It was the second in command guy.
Okay.
This guy's been with Deontay, I think, from day one since he started his career. It's not like a new guy or whatever. And he threw in the towel, and then after the fight, I don't think it was reported that Wilder would not even let him in the locker room. He made him sit outside, and the promoter said that he was out in the hallway, basically crying because Deontay wouldn't let him in the room.
That's terrible, dude.
Yeah. So, and this, like, again, I know Deontay as a fighter, he's, a lot of guys say, like, let me die in there and all that. And that's your prerogative to say that. And I understand the mindset as best as a fan can understand it.
Yeah.
But it's the cornerman's job to protect his fighter. That's numero uno.
Yeah.
That's what you're there for. That's what the referee's there for. That's what the doctors are there for. That's all the first rule. Yeah, you're going to enforce the rules and all that, but your number one priority is to make sure those guys are safe.
Yeah.
And he did the right thing. A lot of people are coming to his defense now because he's got so much shit from Deontay. But I just wanted to pick your brain on, first of all, what do you think about the situation about the second in command guy throwing in the towel? And there's a lot of unknowns, like if anything was talked about, if he agreed or whatever, and then also about him reacting that way to a cornerman that's been with him for his whole career.
So the first part, I don't want to touch on too much because honestly, I don't know enough about boxing to know if there's like any precedent for the second in command. I know like it typically is the first guy, like the main cornerman, to throw in the towel if necessary.
Yeah.
But like you said, we don't know if anything was talked about. We don't know what was going on behind the scenes. It is a little weird, but weird can be explained.
For like a metaphor, it'd be like the assistant coach throwing a challenge flag.
Yeah,
something like that.
It's bizarre.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to me. But just because it doesn't make sense to me doesn't make it wrong. And at the end of the day, the guy was right to do it. Even if it wasn't his call, yeah, I can see that being weird. So I do have a little bit of mixed emotions on that. But I'm going to chalk it up to there has to be something I don't know. Because there's a lot we don't know.
Yeah.
Going to the second point, I'm going to spend a hot second defending Wilder. Just to play devil's advocate. The man he lost in the 7th round, right? He spent 7 rounds fighting this match. When you're done with something like that, especially when it doesn't end your way, you have nothing but adrenaline pumping through you. You're still in like this fight or flight mentality of like, you feel like you need to get aggression out. You have all this built up energy, even if you're tired as fuck. You still have like this weird thing going on in your body.
Yeah.
And it can fuck with your head a little bit. And it can be displaced. Which is a reason why I would say if he's acting not 100% okay after a fight, or any fighters really, especially when people, like, we see people say stupid shit all the time, like after a match or whatever, when they're talking or whatever. That kind of shit I can put aside. The fact that he never... It's terrible that he did it in the first place, but I can, to some small degree, understand. The fact that we haven't heard him say, like, oh, dude, I'm sorry, like, I was in the wrong, he's my cornerman, he's my dude.
Yeah.
After the fact, he's had plenty of time to reflect on this. The dude saved you. Like, sorry, you were losing the fight. You were no longer he hadn't thrown a punch in forever, let alone anything meaningful. Yeah, maybe he could have pulled something out of his ass, but
he was getting worked.
He was getting worked.
Yeah.
And to basically do that to someone who, it's not just like a workplace employee.
No.
Like someone who's been with you from day one, at that point is basically like a second family. And to completely shut someone out like that based on them trying to protect you, even if they were wrong, it just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
It makes him seem like a giant douche.
Yeah.
Giant female cleaning product.
I can understand, like you said, in the heat of the moment, like if it was in the ring and he was pissed off, but granted, emotions are high, but time to walk back to the locker room. You got time to think about that.
Yeah.
And there's also something to be said where if you want to do that in the locker room, like you want to be like, listen, dude, I don't want to talk to you. I'm going to go sit on the other side of the room. Don't come near me. But what he did was like a public display.
Yeah.
That's where it gets weird. Like there's that old saying, like what happens in the gym stays in the gym. Like you don't record training videos. You don't do any of that stuff. And when guys take it outside of that, because it's now like a public display of disrespect, that's when it gets taken the wrong way. And I think that's more, I think of why this has a bad taste is because it wasn't done privately. Like we knew he was going to get some shit from Wilder privately, but him sitting outside when he's supposed to be one of the few men that belong in that locker room.
Yeah.
It's a public display of like fuck you kind of a thing.
Yeah, that's a really good way to put it.
Yeah.
Now that you're saying it, you're right. That is why it kind of leaves a bad taste.
It just doesn't fit right.
Yeah.
And like I said, I understand that Wilder would be upset with him. I think he made the 100% right choice. I think he saved years on his career by stopping that fight when he did. And especially with his ear bleeding, his jaw was swollen. He ended up not having a broken jaw. He ended up not having a perforated eardrum. But
we didn't know that at the time.
No, we didn't. And he wasn't giving anything.
Yeah, he wasn't giving anything. He was bleeding from the ear. Yeah, ended up being a laceration, but you don't know that.
You don't know.
So
and he looked like he was fighting with a fucking ruptured eardrum.
Yeah,
he looked like he was fighting with it because he couldn't get his balance. And maybe the blood was fucking with his equilibrium. Who knows?
Yeah.
But he wasn't fighting well.
Yeah.
And he was getting worked up. And then by the 7th round, it wasn't good. So my second question relates back to the first part, which is the cornerman throwing a towel. Say you're a cornerman.
Okay.
Or say you're a fly in the wall in a corner. And you're the second in charge.
Yeah.
And you are watching that fight, and your guy's the one that's getting tuned up.
Yeah.
And you look at your head cornerman, you say, dude, maybe we should think about stopping this fight in like round 5, round 6. And you start talking about it, and then you see an exchange, and all of a sudden you're like, dude, we need to throw in the towel now. Like he's taking unnecessary damage. But the head guy says, you do not throw in that towel. Do you throw in the towel? It's a hard question.
It's a very hard question, and it's easy to answer now. Part of me hates these types of questions because you don't know what you would really do in the heat of the moment. Like maybe my answer would be completely wrong compared to what I would actually do.
Yeah.
But I would think that I would not throw in the towel, but point blank say throw it in. If it's not my job to throw it in, but I think it should be done, I would point blank just say throw it now.
And what if he says no?
See, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's hard.
It's hard.
It's a hard question. See, it's almost like he probably was watching a fighter because think about it this way. Those trainers know that fighter better than anyone.
Yeah.
They know what he looks like when he's tired. They know what he looks like when he's about to quit. They know because in training you push yourself to the limit. So they know all the things that this guy does.
Yeah.
And they see things that we don't see. So, like, you ever be at like a party or something like that with like your closest friend or a relative, your brother or anything like that, and a lot of people there that you don't know, and somebody says something, and you can tell that the person you know is getting severely agitated, but they're hiding it from everyone else very well. But you know, like, oh, they're fucking pissed. Like, they don't like that person because you just see it. Like, they're doing something that they only do when they're mad. But to everyone else, everything looks fine. It's kind of like the same thing with the Cornerman. If he's doing stuff where, like, they're looking at him like, all right, he is now past the point where he can maybe throw a strike and knock him out. And he's taking way too much damage. So if you feel that your fighter is beyond, maybe that's a better question. If you feel that your fighter cannot win the fight, cannot win. Like, take out the whole, he's going to land one punch and knock him out. Just take it off the table. He's down 7 rounds to nothing. Say it's a 10-round fight.
Yeah.
And he can't knock him out. Do you stop the fight? And he's getting beat up.
See, this goes back to part of me, my knee-jerk reaction is to say, yeah, of course, throw in the towel. What's the point of staying out there? There might be something to me with not understanding boxing where there might be a benefit to doing so, whether it's for audience attention or
well, there is. You're right.
Yeah. So that aside, because I don't know what those things are, I would say throw in the towel to protect the fighter.
Well, there's one thing that you might have heard of it, but it's you ever hear of no mas?
No. I think you mentioned it last week.
Yeah.
Briefly.
So Roberto Duran fought Sugar Ray Leonard.
Okay.
And in the middle of the fight, I forget what round it was, he quit. And apparently, he says he didn't say it, but the word on the street, regardless of whatever actually happened, what got portrayed as happened was he turned to the ref and said no more in Spanish, no mas. And the amount of shit that people gave him for saying that, because it's like, you don't quit, you know, he was a pussy, he's a this, he's a that. But if you ask somebody coolly and calmly, like, if you're in a fight that you can't win, should you take unnecessary damage? And everyone usually is like, no, why would you?
Yeah.
That's why. That fight happened in 1980, 40 years ago, and everyone still refers to fights like that as no mas.
That's crazy.
So that's what I was saying with the badge of a no mas could be a career killer.
Yeah, I 1,000% see your point, but I feel like there's a subtle difference here because the fighter is not saying no mas.
Yes,
it's the corner. 100%. It is the fighter's job to go out there, and yeah, he knows his body. So if there is something wrong, he should speak up. Blah 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 blah. Yeah. But it's the fighter's job to go out there and try to get the win. And
they're not worried about their health, really.
Exactly. There's other people there for that. Mm-hmm. That's the whole point.
Yes.
That's the whole point. The corner is there for your health. Yeah, they're trying to give you tips. They're trying to give you...
Hey, I got a coupon code for this next round.
I'm imagining Clippy. Hey, it looks like you're trying to box. Do you want to learn how?
Oh, go away.
Stop it, Clippy. They need to bring Clippy back. But it's not... He didn't say no mas.
No.
I don't think anyone would ever give him any flack for that fight.
No, it just.
I see your point.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, in the realm of the no mas. I mean, he didn't quit. His cornerman threw in the towel, but throwing in, like, having someone throw the towel in for you or whatever, like, people remember that.
Yeah.
It means you were getting beat so badly that the corner threw the towel in for you.
That's true, but the problem is that. It was true.
Yeah,
it didn't change the
no.
I see your point where, like, yeah, people are gonna say you were beaten so bad they had to throw in the towel, but you were.
Yeah,
you were.
Yeah,
like, I'm sorry, but you were.
It's
you
weird.
Can't change reality.
I think also too because it happens so little.
Yeah.
Compared to knockouts and stuff, like a lot of guys can get knocked out. Boxing is a little different though because boxing has a weird thing where you need to have like no losses on your record, like. You don't see guys in boxing that are really famous that have 5 losses.
Yeah.
You just don't see it unless they're at the end of their career. It just doesn't happen. But you see guys with like knockouts or whatever, and like people are like, oh yeah, who knocked him out, or whatever. But people will be like, do you remember we threw in the towel against so and so? Like they remember it. So I get it. But moving on from that, what did you think about the excuses? And I'm going to call them excuses just to bypass all the other bullshit.
Yeah.
Where, all intents and purposes, whatever you want to call them. What do you think about all the excuses that were being made by Deontay Wilder with his costume and all that? About that's the reason why his legs were burnt out for the fight.
At best, disappointing. Because, dude, I know you're trying to save face by making yourself look like some tough-ass motherfucker who, I would have won this fight if it wasn't for my 40-pound costume. First off, your excuses are stupid.
What?
Your excuses are stupid. If it was the costume that weighed too much, well, guess whose fault that is?
Yeah,
it was your fault anyway.
Yeah.
Especially now that we know he didn't have a perforated eardrum. Yes, there might have been something else going on to put him off balance, but...
Yeah.
Second of all, you really want to seem like a tough-ass motherfucker. Say, fuck, I lost. Time to hit the gym. I'll be back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who would look at him and say, look at that pussy.
No, nobody
He wants to
for
fight
that.
again.
Yeah.
No one would give him shit for that.
No.
You're a tough dude. How many wins did he have?
42 knockouts?
42 knockouts.
41
no one's
knockouts.
going to give you grief for one loss. It happens. Get back to the gym, admit that you lost, and try again.
Well, that's
I don't want to run into this guy in the street because I'm giving him a lot of shit right now.
Fucking take your lunch money.
Take my head.
I saw a couple things he said a couple
behind
years ago about like when fighters lose, they got to not make excuses. They got to just go back to the drawing board. You lost, it happens. Do that. And I always find it funny, and I get it, man. Like nobody goes into a fight or a sport 100%. Very rare does somebody go in 100%. And I always find it funny, and I'm not one to judge like what people say, but because you want to tell the story, like, hey, because nobody says when they win, like, hey, I had a hurt knee coming in, like you just take the win.
Yeah.
But when people lose, it's great. They'll go like, yeah, well, my leg wasn't good coming in, and I had a bum shoulder, but no excuses. It's like you just gave two. You just gave two excuses. Like, I get it what they're saying. Like they're saying like that doesn't matter. He still won. But you get it. So when he said after the fight, he said, "Oh, I had my leg was whatever coming into this fight, but no excuses. Tyson Fury was the better man." But then when he came out and said the costume thing, it's weird though because it's like if the costume is burning your legs out to the point where it's fight changing, then A, you're stupid for putting it on. B, you probably need to do some more conditioning of your legs. But
do a squat or two.
And everyone's saying that's like, oh, that didn't have any difference whatsoever. This is how I say that that's not true. That it probably did have some effect. If you had the choice to tell a fighter that you were coaching to wear a 40-pound vest to walk into the ring or to not wear a 40-pound vest to walk into the ring, which one would you choose?
Of course you would choose not to.
And if he's like, no, I want to wear a weight vest going into the ring, you'd be like, are you a moron? Do you want to burn your legs out? That's exactly what you would say. Yeah. You'd be like, do you want to tire yourself out? Now, when he makes the excuse about it, we all like are saying like, oh, just drop a phone.
Very professional.
Yeah, I know. We're all saying like, oh, he's this, he's that. He's making excuses, but you would never, ever give that as advice to a fighter right before he walks into the ring. So it might have had some effect. Fight losing effect? Maybe not, but some effect. So
I always think about that when I see like the clips of the UFC fighters like right before they go out, because like some of the guys they're just like, yeah, I can punch, I can give a punch, and other guys they're like pretend fighting for like 10 seconds, and in my head I'm just like, calm down there, Buck. You're actually about to get into a ring.
Yeah. Well, what they're trying to do, I believe, when they're warming up, is they don't want any of the motions that they're doing in the ring to be the first time they're doing it that night.
Yeah.
They want to, and when you see guys doing this. What that is that's somebody tapping them on the shoulder and being like, we're going to put the camera on you.
Oh, yeah, I know.
So, but when you see guys throwing full strikes, they don't know the camera's on them. They're warming up.
Yeah, I know, but it always just goes through my head whenever I see it.
Yeah, some dudes are like throwing heat on the pads. I'm like, yo, chill. You're in Mexico City. You're fucking altitude, man. Relax.
Calm yourself.
Do some yoga or something.
All right, I think we're running a little long here, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, we're almost 20 minutes here. So let's not making any excuses about running this too long and just quit it here.
Yeah, I was kind of tired. My coat, very heavy.
It is?
Yeah, sure.
Maybe you shouldn't wear it.
What what did you think of Wilder's excuses? Let us know in the comments down below. What do you think of our excuses? Let us know by going to brodownpro.com and buying all of our cool shit.
Or Etsy.
Or Etsy.
And get your free shipping on sweatshirts. And
Go to our website.
What's this month's promo code? Or for likes and subscriptions or
Yeah,
whatever?
if you like one of our products or if you like one of our pages, you will be emailed a 10% off coupon, which then you can then use to purchase said item by going to Etsy.
Yes.
And also free shipping for $35 and up of purchases.
Sounds good
There's
to me.
a lot of savings to
There's
be
a lot
had,
of savings
guys.
to be had.
It's like Black Friday up in this mofo.
It is. Maybe like gray Wednesday.
Lukewarm Saturday. It's not a color.
No.
All right, guys. We'll see you next time.
You're listening to Bro Down Podcast all fucking day. Oh, yeah.